Hello and welcome back. In this video, I'm going to give you a tutorial on how you can leverage Smartships in Google resources. So Google has several different tiers of Google products, and now BCSC staff all have access to a more elevated premium version of Google where you have robust and improved and expanded suite of Smartships and Google products. So Smartships are basically ways where you can easily tag and send emails, add checklists, meeting notes, email drafts, share resources with other users in just a matter of seconds. So we've had some of those features before, but now we have all of the entire suite of those tools. So to leverage these, you'll want to open a Google Doc, just a blank one like what I have here on the screen, and you'll see some of these Smartships popping up already. So it's really easy to pull those up. You can just click one of those. If you have a Google Calendar event, you're trying to make an agenda for it, it looks at your Google Calendar. And if I just did the @ symbol is where I can see more of these events. So I can pull through building blocks are where you see some of those more robust options, which is like meeting notes. And if I do that, it looks at an event I have going on right now. This is actually from earlier today, but I can easily go through. It pulls attendees for that Google Calendar and start writing. So what a great way to capture those events and notes from your meetings. If there are some other options of what I want to do, if I do email draft, it's nice. I can start going through, typing my notes, include the people that I want to send this to, and then whenever I'm finished, I can come back to this button and then it actually previews it in Gmail, and I can schedule it in Gmail from there or type it out. So if you like to have your notes typed out on a Google Doc before you put it more official in email, if it helps you write or you need to come back to it and it's easier than going to your drafts, this is a great way to do that. And the nice thing is that if you're finding yourself responding to a lot of the same questions over and over again in email, or want to access it really quickly without having to dig through your email, when it's in a Google Doc like this, it's super easy to find later on. If you give it a specific title, and you can go from there. So that's another option. So in addition to those, some of the other Smartships that we have available, calendar event draft is another one. You can basically type out your plan for a meeting or something on your calendar. Maybe this is for scheduling your evaluation with your supervisor. And a lot of them use appointment slots or scheduling in Google Calendar to do that. This is a great way to type that out. Maybe this is planning for an event or a get-together, trying to figure out when you can all meet, another option. In addition, we have a few more under the More menu, and these are where some of my favorites are. You can tag people, and it gives them access to this document. It'll ask you to give them access right away. So if I clicked Nick, then I can easily go through, prompts me to share it with him, and I can. So it's a great way to get people to this or to tag them in specific action items. So if there's something I needed him to follow up on, I can do that. Other options, I can put in the date, which is nice. So if I want this to be something that we do later on, I can add that note there, and it adds as a calendar event. More options of what I can do are drop downs. So I really like drop downs. I can go through and pull from ones I've made already. So I have a whole suite of different drop down menu options that I've made before. Anything from giving students feedback in the form of written words like this and color coded, to activities on where students are writing an essay and where they are in that essay writing process, whether they're drafting, they have it finished, or they're doing a peer review. Other examples of using these drop downs are for monitoring IEP goals or progress towards those goals. You can easily create those. Now, if you don't want to reinvent the wheel, I have a document linked in our newsletter for September 2024 that has my template. And once you have my template, you have all of the ones that I've made. And I cannot take credit for all those. I pulled a lot of those from the web. But I can make my own new one if I wanted to. I can go through, pick the colors of it, do whatever I need to. So I already have some templates there or examples. So if I start typing drop down, I can see those and I can pull in one of those examples. And there we go. So I like to combine that with maybe a table or some written out text, and just makes it a little bit easier. More options here are stopwatches. So if I am working in a meeting and I don't want to pull up my stopwatch and we're running something where we need to think for a few minutes, I can easily set my stopwatch here and get it going or reset it. Same thing with a timer. I guess that's more applicable than a stopwatch. But I can do a timer here for a few minutes, set it, let it go, and then come back. Other options on this @ menu is how you pull up all of these. And these are also available in Google Sheets. There's not as many in Google Slides right now, just to warn you, but there's a lot in Google Docs, like what you're seeing here. task, I can open my Google Tasks menu and then make this a task for me so it shows up on my Google Tasks, which some people really like that for keeping track of their to-do list items, and it's nice because you can drag emails over into Google Tasks. Other ones that I can do, if I do my little @ symbol here again, if I can remember how to type it. All right. I like voting chips. There's also placeholder chips and variables. So I like voting chip because people can vote for a topic. So if you're trying to figure out a meeting time or, where you should go for lunch or you can't decide, then you have some options here in doing that. Or if you have students who are working on a group project and maybe they're trying to assign different roles, this is a good way for the students to signify, I want to do that role, I want to do this part, and break things up. If you're in one of the project-based learning schools, like if I'm thinking of our CSA New Tech High School, this could be a great thing to show students so they can easily go through, organize their work, and keep it all together on one document. Anything from timers to progress to voting on different topics. So that is just another example. And there are so many more on here if you need more. Really easy to bring in your other Google files and pull from some of these templates if you would like. So lots of different things here. These are all available to staff. Students have access to these too, unless you're a primary student. First grade, kindergarten don't have these smart chips, but all of our other grade levels do as well. So these are smart chips, and it's a part of the Smart Canvas part in Google. If you have questions about any of these, let us know. Otherwise, I hope that you find it to be helpful.